In 2005, a teenage girl vanished under mysterious circumstances in Kunming, China. Heavy rain washed away the evidence, and for 15 long years, her case remained unsolved. But then, in 2020, an incredible breakthrough in DNA technology shattered the silence and led to a chilling truth that had been buried for over a decade. Why did she disappear? Who killed her? And why was he so close to her family all along? And what finally made him confess after staying silent for so many years? Let's uncover the dark secrets behind one of China's most haunting cold cases. In 2005, in the city of Kunming, Yunnan Province, China, a young girl went missing and later her body was found. What started as a missing person case turned into a shocking murder investigation that rattled the entire city, leaving everyone feeling unsafe. Shortly after the incident, heavy rains hit the city for several days, making it tough for the police to gather any useful evidence. The case went cold and remained unsolved for 15 years. Then, in 2020, thanks to advancements in forensic technology, new developments emerged. On September 25, 2005, the police in Suzhou received a phone call about a missing girl. The caller, who identified himself as Qin Hongsao, reported that his 16-year-old daughter, Chan Mingying, had vanished. Shortly after, the police went to the family's home to gather more information. Qin Hongsao explained that his daughter went missing during the daytime on September 25th, and the reason for her disappearance was that she had gone to attend a classmates' event the day prior. After school on September 24th, when she got home, she told her parents that she had to attend a classmates' event that night. Her dad heard that she wanted to go hang out with friends alone, and he wasn't too happy about it. He thought it wasn't safe for her to go by herself. But since she really wanted to go, she managed to convince them, and they eventually agreed. Before she left, her dad reminded her not to forget her phone so that he and her mom could easily reach her, and if anything came up, she should call them right away. She agreed. According to what the parents said, ensuring that she would come home right after the event, the husband, Chunfang, waited until late on the 26th of September but still hadn't seen their daughter come back. When he called her, she didn't answer, which made Chunfang really worried about their daughter. They then remembered a girl in their daughter's class who had attended the event with her. It was clear that their daughter was probably with her friend, so they rushed to contact that classmate, who told Chunfang that she and Chun Mingying had actually gone out to hang out that night. They were together until 9 p.m., and then everyone went their separate ways. She and Chan Mingying left the cafe together, but while walking down the street, they spotted an internet cafe and decided to go in and play some games. They played until 1:58 a.m., and then they realized it was time to stop and head home. But she wanted to stay a little longer, so in the end, her friend had to go back alone. She figured that Shan Mingying must have made it home safely since she didn't call to check in. After that, they didn't see each other again. Overall, her friends were worried and thought that the girl might be missing, so they reported it to the police to look into it. The police wrapped up the questioning of the father and asked his daughter's friend again about Sean to see if they could get any new information. They confirmed that Sean had indeed left the internet cafe and disappeared, which made it clear that the victim was truly missing. The police noted that she was a high school student and had gone missing for 2 days already. They also learned she had a fight with her dad, which led them to think she might have left home for a bit. When they questioned Chun's parents, they found that the daughter had argued with her dad 2 days ago, but the two had actually made up before she went out to that event. She seemed really happy and was definitely not the type to just run away from home. So the police began to believe that Chun Ming hadn't gone missing voluntarily. The police also went to the last place she was seen and checked the internet cafe she had visited the night of the incident. After questioning the manager and staff, they learned that the victim had left the cafe at 1:58 a.m., and no one had seen or interacted with her since. The security cameras at that location weren't working, so there was no footage from that night. Around the internet cafe, there were no security cameras at all, and the police couldn't find any trace of her movements after she left. They speculated that after leaving the cafe, she likely went home. If she did go home, she must have used some form of transportation, and someone should have seen her. The investigation into her disappearance involved over 1,000 people, including tracking down taxi drivers, but it didn't yield any results. The police checked phone records and contacted the phone company to track her usage, but still found no leads. This left her case at a dead end. However, the police suddenly received a phone call that brought new developments. On October 4th, the police received a phone call from someone claiming to be a construction worker on a road crew. He reported finding a woman's body at a construction site about 30 kilometers outside of town. The road workers told the police that the woman's body was decaying and unrecognizable. The only thing that stood out was her hair, which suggested she had only recently died. The body had multiple bruises and signs of struggle, and nearby, the police also discovered some clothing and a broken shoe next to a gas tank that seemed to have been tampered with. The police sent the victim's body and belongings to the coroner's office for autopsy and DNA testing. Since the DNA results weren't ready yet, they took the victim's clothes and showed it to Chin Hong Sao. When he saw them, his heart nearly stopped. The clothing belonged to his missing daughter. It was what she had worn the day she disappeared. It was confirmed that the victim was indeed the daughter of Chen Hong Sao, who had been missing for 10 days. The autopsy revealed she died from asphyxiation. She had been choked. There was no evidence of physical assault, and the heavy rain in the days prior had washed away possible clues. Road work in the area made it even harder to recover any evidence. Initially, the police suspected robbery, but nothing was stolen, and even thieves had come to her school asking questions. Chan Ming was a good student, responsible and respected, the class representative. She wasn't involved in any trouble before this happened. Investigators considered her father's business dealings. Chen Hong Sao had a long career in a competitive industry and had both friends and enemies. He mentioned previous trouble with a partner named Wang Xin. Though Wang had once accused him of sabotage, the conflict didn't appear serious enough to warrant murder. Still, the police logged the information. Their investigation then turned toward a gasoline station nearby. They found gas had been leaking to a market in Kuntong for years, but this lead also went nowhere. Police shifted focus again. They suspected someone in the restaurant or drug scene might be involved, but again, no progress was made. The case hit a dead end. Years passed until the police reopened the case in 2020 using new DNA technology. This time, they focused on the preserved clothing, especially the inner garments. Experts cut the fabric into over 600 pieces, extracting skin cells. After more than 1,200 DNA tests, they finally found a complete DNA profile. The profile matched a man named T, born in 1973 with no prior criminal record, who had been married 4 times. He lived in a village near Kunming. Police traced him and, before arresting him, questioned his ex-wife, who told them about his violent past. In 2005, she left him due to emotional abuse and told police in 2005 that he had become unstable. He later vanished, stole from his own parents, and isolated himself for 9 years. In 2014, his relatives tried to contact him,
but he had changed his identity and stopped all communication. He had previously run a small food shop, which was located right under the victim's apartment. The police arrested him on August 24, 2020. During interrogation, the suspect remained silent. The only solid evidence was the DNA match on the victim's clothing. The police used various psychological techniques to break him down, but he stayed quiet. Eventually, they connected him to a 2005 incident. The store owner, G, had argued with a female customer over change. He gave her an old bill. She asked him to replace it. He refused, insulted her, and kicked her out. She stood her ground. That escalated the situation. In a fit of rage, he killed her, hid the body, and later dumped it near the lake. One day, her father, a regular customer, unknowingly walked into that very store asking about his missing daughter. The killer got scared and fled to another province with his elderly parents. When police finally brought him back to the crime scene after 15 years, it was abandoned but still intact. Inside, they found more evidence confirming his confession. In court, he was sentenced to life in prison. If this story moved you, please don't forget to like this video, comment your thoughts, share it with others, and subscribe to The X Story by P for more true crime cases that reveal the truth, no matter how long it takes.